Good morning, multi-bagger hunters. Welcome back to the Daily Hunt on this Monday, December 15th, 2025. We've combed through the market commentary and social media discussions from yesterday, Sunday, December 14th, looking for those hidden gems or, potential landmines.
That's right, Ethan. Today's data showed a really interesting mix. We saw a decent number of posts across several different stocks. The sentiment is a bit mixed, with some strong bullish arguments popping up, but also some pretty strong cautionary flags. It feels like a day where digging into the details is more crucial than ever.
Absolutely, Brooke. Let's dive right into our first candidate, Sweetgreen Inc., ticker symbol SG. Now, what's really catching my eye here is a detailed, highly bullish thesis making the rounds, arguing for significant undervaluation. This user is really convinced about a strong turnaround, new executive hires, cost-cutting measures, and even slowing expansion to improve profitability. Plus, RBC recently raised its price target to $8, and we're seeing some significant insider buying, over 500,000 shares in the last 6 months, which, usually is a pretty positive sign from those in the know.
Well, Ethan, while that bullish post paints a hopeful picture, our AI-generated insights from the community tell a very different story, at least for now. We're seeing overwhelming bearish sentiment among users. Comments like, "Nobody is buying this ish anymore," or "True, the place is expensive," really hit on the core product perception and sales issues. And the KPIs, they're quite challenging. We're looking at negative revenue growth, deeply negative net profit margins, and earnings per share. The debt-to-equity ratio is also very high, over 90. That's a lot of red flags for a company trying to turn things around. Sweetgreen has also never been on our radar before, and honestly, the current financial state really makes me cautious.
I hear you, Brooke. Those are serious points. But if the new $10 Harvest Bowl helps address price sensitivity and their strategic shifts truly kick in, couldn't those KPIs start to improve, over the next year? The market often prices in future potential.
They could improve, yes, but that's a lot of ifs tied to an already high-risk profile. The current data strongly suggests significant struggles. For Sweetgreen, SG, our current market commentary would classify this as a stay away. The risks, as reflected in the financials and widespread user sentiment, simply outweigh the speculative optimism right now.
All right, noted on SG. Next up, let's talk about Meta Platforms, Inc., ticker Meta. A user post here is feeling the burn from a short-term options trade, but from a broader perspective, the underlying fundamentals are quite robust. We're talking about impressive revenue growth of 26.2% and a fantastic net profit margin of almost 31%. Insiders are also heavily buying, with a net purchase of over 1.8 million shares in the last 6 months. That's a huge vote of confidence. Analysts like Piper Sandler are reiterating overweight ratings, and some are even forecasting $1,000 in 2026. This isn't just about social media anymore. It's about AI, and their strategic shifts are clearly showing potential. Ethan, you're right. The long-term picture for Meta certainly looks strong with those KPIs and strategic plays, but the discussion around that user's post specifically highlights the peril of short-term options. Most comments are advising caution, or even to cut losses, citing low volume around holidays and a lack of immediate catalysts until next earnings in late January 2026. While the company's financials are solid, the short-term market sentiment, particularly for quick gains, is undeniably bearish. This stock has seen quite a few swings on our podcast, oscillating between buy, cautious buy, and stay away in the past few months. While it was mostly buy recently, that short-term volatility is worth noting. That's a fair distinction, Brooke. For those looking for a quick buck, that volatility is a concern. But for a long-term investor, those massive insider buys and strong growth figures, combined with their AI focus, really make a compelling case, don't you think? It's trading below its 52-week high, which could be an attractive entry point. From a KPI perspective, if their AI initiatives and efficiency drives translate into stronger earnings reports, we could absolutely see the stock price climb and potentially reclaim those highs. However, for the specific short-term trading scenario mentioned by the user, the immediate sentiment is bearish. But considering the overall fundamental strength and long-term potential, our AI-generated insight leans towards a long-term buy for Meta Platforms Meta, with a clear caution on short-term speculative trades. All right, team, let's quickly recap our potential candidates for deeper analysis today. Investigate as buy, Meta Platforms Inc., Meta. Investigate as cautious buy, none. Investigate as speculative gamble, Sweetgreen Inc., SG.
And that wraps up our daily hunt for today.
Before we go, a quick but very important note. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The content is generated by artificial intelligence and does not constitute financial advice. Listeners should conduct their own research or consult a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions. We are not responsible for any losses incurred. The market is a wild place, and knowledge is your best asset.
Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Hunt for Multibaggers. We'll be back tomorrow with more AI-generated insights. Happy hunting, everyone!